I think I actually have money that I can send that now. I'm sorry, I'm going to FWA, so I'm like just really trying to like pay attention to how much money I have, and considering the hackers temporarily taking some of my money, that was fun. Let's crappy. Take us past Blomby Car because we've got another person here. We've got Iskorian going up against Ellipsis Break. But who is choosing the European game that they will have to play? Well, it is our GM of the day. I think I actually have the wrong GM listed here. Just a second. Yeah, Blomby Car. I put Blomby Car in there. Let me see just to make sure I have the wrong person. Yep, that's not the right person. Okay. See, I don't know why I thought it was Novasol for a while today. I just did. And I was like, geez, Novasol was giving out all the games. We had Blomby Car last time. Nah, it's Tristan! Hello, Tristan!
I'm not Novasol.
You could be.
I think Novasol would lose on that deal.
Oh, no. Oh, that's okay. Well, you're not Novasol, but you are Tristan, and I am always fascinated by the picks that you have. Like, we usually go to older consoles. Honestly, I feel like the NES is probably your strong point when you're choosing a game. Are we getting an NES game today?
No, we're not. So we're heading up the end of Eurovision. We're getting close to the end of it. We haven't had enough Matt Furness. Matt Furness is a
You're right.
composer, mostly known for the Amiga. But my repository of games that had Matt Furness work on them is pretty short. I only have some real trash.
Oh no.
So I looked into my stock of games that Matt Furness worked on, and I came up with Pit Fighter for the ZX Spectrum.
Pit Fighter for the ZX Spectrum. Look at this. You can tell that this guy has potentially a body. That's all that I can guarantee there.
Yeah, and Matt Furness worked on the music for this for like the original Amiga, and I don't know exactly how involved he was in the port, but every Pit Fighter uses the same music. It's composed by him.
So for sure, this is Matt Furness, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe arranged by somebody else for the ZX Spectrum, but original tune, hashtag do not steal, Matt Furness. Yeah, with that said, I don't think I've played any of the Pit Fighters before.
So we got someone in chat asking if this is better or worse than the SNES version. In my opinion, far worse. Far worse.
Well, I mean, that's not unexpected. This is Pit Fighter.
Yeah.
On the ZX Spectrum.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Why do you bring about these horrors? What is this going to be? Everybody, I have no idea what we are going to have, and neither do the players. This is a blind race tournament focusing on bad video games. This is a fighting game for the ZX Spectrum, which I've never seen. I've seen the ZX Spectrum. Ooh, I like the music.
Yeah, the music's a bop.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is offensively good.
Yeah, it's like Tim Fallen, where he makes really good music and it shows up on the most just questionable games.
Where do you want them to be, by the way, on the fighter select screen?
Yeah, let's go with the fighter select.
Yeah, go ahead and boss them around. Well, everybody, we're gonna have an hour of Pit Fighter, fighting in the pit. It's kind of sad, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's a nice pit. It's a very comfy pit.
This is not going to be comfy. This, I don't know if I would outright call this a nuke, but it's pretty bad.
So, question, what would be some good emails for chat to spam?
Anything like fighting related, MMA related, maybe boxing, I guess, maybe karate stuff.
Oh, just to check, they are allowed to choose any character they want, right?
Yes, the manual gives a very short rundown of what the characters are up to, and including calling one the agility character and another one the speed character. So good luck with that, I guess.
We're doing the countdown. Spam all of your pits, all of your muscles, all of your men, all of your fighting. Yeah, I need to see all of the emotes. As soon as I see movement for one of the players, I will start our timer, and then I'll probably have to recapture because this is ZX Spectrum.
You will have to recapture.
Yeah,
So hopefully no one messed up the disc flip, and no one did. Okay.
Okay. Ooh, I like the
Escorian
music.
is in 2-player mode and didn't follow my setup instructions.
Okay, well, that happens.
Escorian does seem to have realized something was wrong, though, at least.
Good. Well,
so
meanwhile, we've got Ellipsis Break fighting, I think. At least that's what it looks like.
Okay, I believe Escorian accidentally selected 2-player, so when she gets rolling again, I'm willing to get bonus time for that, and that was just, oops.
I mean,
45 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's, like, honestly, we've got a full hour ahead of us, yeah, that's something that we can go ahead and let our referees decide. If Ref Chat over in Discord wants to discuss that, please do so. Otherwise, we've got both of the players in the game now. On the left, Escorian has chosen Buzz, and on the right, we've got Ty, both of them doing a mirror match here. Is that your first match, mirror match?
So the second frame in red is the second player, and it's just always there. The opposing health bar is the Executioner in purple on the bottom. Why they did that, I don't know.
Okay. Who is the Executioner?
The Executioner is the dude with the black pixels here. The player is the blue one.
Okay.
And I don't know the story of Pit Fighter. I just know this is awful.
The Executioner is the person you're fighting.
Yeah, you're fighting against the Executioner.
I'm sorry. That should have been obvious.
So we're going to do a score attack here because, one, it's entirely possible our racers may loop. And two, I didn't feel that progression through stages would be granular enough.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do score attack, and your money, is based on how much time how long it takes you to complete a fight, and I believe you get some bonus if you use specials. Because it's called a brutality bonus. I want to talk about the controls, though.
Please do. ZX Spectrum doesn't exactly have a whole lot of buttons.
The ZX Spectrum has a joystick with one button. So the way this works is you can move in 8 directions. You can move into the foreground and the background. And just moving in any direction will just move you. To attack, you hold the button, just the fire button, and then move the joystick.
Okay.
And
you will die.
The controls for that are kind of non-Euclidean. Like, to punch, you do forward down, or I guess like 3 in fighting game notation. To kick, you do 7 up and away, and then, no, I'm sorry, to kick you do forward and up. And then to do a special, you do backwards and up.
I don't like that. You will die. Ellipsis just walking away. Ooh, I love the giant red splash of blood when you hit them.
Let me crop you a control map for the actual attacks so that you can show it off here.
This is definitely the wrong aspect ratio that you're seeing on screen, everybody, but honestly, it's also the ZX Spectrum, so I'll try to make it a little bit less jank, but we're just doing what we can here.
If you are able to and want to share what I just put in the GM chat, it's
Give me a minute or so, and then
Absolutely.
I will take a look. Oh my gosh. This music is... Okay, I love the music. Like, music is super swell.
The music's a banger. It's the only good thing about this game.
Brutality bonus. All right. Well, I see pushing up is jump, down is duck, down forward is kick, up forward is jump kick, down left, I presume away from the opponent, that's pick up, and then backwards is defend punch, and then back up is special move.
Yes.
I don't like this. This isn't okay. This isn't an acceptable control scheme. It is a control scheme, though, so I'll give it that.
The other thing is you're using a joystick, right? You can dodge by double tapping with a joystick.
By double... I mean, that's not too unusual. A lot of the times, double tap was used to run. I could see that being used to dodge. What the crap? The faux 3D for ZX Spectrum? Who does that? Who does fake 3D for ZX Spectrum? Whoever made this did it. I hate it.
It's real good. For some definition of good.
Oh my gosh, okay.
With what they had to play with, though, they did okay. The blood splatters are interesting because the way the Specky does colors is you basically have to color an entire screen region at once. So a lot of sprites, if you can call them that, on the Specky have color bleed, where their color will splash out past where the sprite ends.
Yes.
So that they had blood splatters working at all is kind of impressive.
Honestly, yeah, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. Just being, yeah, you're always going to have generally squares where certain colors are able to appear. So whenever you see the blood splatter, you will notice that other things that are black will probably appear red in that region as well, just because they can only deal with two colors in every square where there is a color here. It's very limited for what you're able to do, but also really impressive what you can do with the limitations. I have to say, like, the fact that they got the red working for the blood splatter and not looking out of place as well, that's very impressive to me.
The grudge matches are bonus rounds, but we're going for score. So it's recommended that the racers actually take full opportunity of the bonus rounds.
Yeah, grudge match, you're talking about within the game, like, you've got bonus rounds that you can rack some score up on.
Yeah, you'll get grudge matches sometimes. I believe if you meet the time goal at the bottom of the screen, you'll get an additional match where you can just knock down your opponent multiple times for big extra score.
Okay. By the way, I see that this version of the game was programmed by Jonathan Groge, who also programmed other games such as JK, Just This. So that's cool.
I'm not surprised.
However, Matt Furness did do the music. I'm not completely sure if he's the one who did the port for the ZX Spectrum, but y'all know who Matt Furness is. He did Daffy Duck in Hollywood, Lion King, the various versions of that, all of those bops. Pitfall, The Mayan Adventure, which rocks. Wolfchild on Genesis, that has a good tune. Chuck Rock, Cool Spot, Lost Vikings. I mean, we've got the various Robocops here. We've got Pugsy. Bartman meets Radioactive Man for Game Gear. I actually didn't know there was a Game Gear version of that. And that Matt Furness worked on it? What the crap? Marble Madness as well. Yeah, Matt Furness is pretty cool.
He gets around.
Well, yeah, just scrolling through this. Oh, Tubin. Tubin, in fact, was Matt Furnace's first game, the MSX version.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
People are saying this looks like a Tiger Electronics game. The funny thing is there's an even slower version of this game for the Amstrad CPC, and that's the one I wanted to use. But I couldn't get the frame rate consistent, and I couldn't tell if it was because of my PC or the game just worked that way or what, and I didn't want to give a game out that might be inconsistent between the two racers. So we're going with the Specky version.
That sounds good to me. So right now, Escorian is currently fighting Heavy Metal and is playing very conservatively. I think she's just really trying to not get knocked down because she's got no health left.
Yeah, she's on the magic pixel, of which there isn't one, but you know what I mean.
There we go. We've got one KO there. Yeah, it's a little bit weird that your health carries over from fight to fight. Like, totally Studley, though, with 1D. Studley, do you put 2Ds? I don't know. It's not exactly a common phrase, but you will die, everybody. Just so you know, you will die. It's 1D, Studley. I just have to write it out. Yeah, it's 1D.
I'm just watching a Escorian screen, and it's like trying to tell what's even going on is almost impossible.
Yeah, we've got this. Looks like it's a mere match. Oh, the somersault! You could call it a somersault, but it's only 2 frames. One with your butt down, and one with your butt up, and it's just like rotated 180 degrees. This is so good. Yeah, get that flex. So, do you think that the players are going to actually finish the game?
The game, as far as I can tell, loops infinitely. It's one of the reasons why I made it a score attack. The other reason I made it a score attack is, to be perfectly hecking honest, I can't tell what's going on half the time.
Yeah.
At least there's a number I can look at to track by.
I'll give that. Yeah, honestly, I think I would agree. I can see that we're on match 7 on Escorian's screen. Like, at least we have that very clear, and we also have the amount of money. Imagine 38K fighting for 12 minutes. That's almost tempting. That's a lot of money.
Escorian's doing really well, which at this point I've just come to expect.
Honestly, yeah. Ellipsis is a really good player too, though. Like, there's a reason both of them are in the bracket. They're both fantastic players and have done well in Kusog7ande. It's just, you know, eventually people have to get eliminated. Having 2 very, very good players going up against each other. Fight purse!
There's a chance this match is going to be decided at like the 35-minute mark, but we're also the last match of the day, so I'm kind of okay with that if that happens.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned. Honestly, I'm just here for the ride.
Here for the banger.
It's a good music. Hey, that's a good music. Yes, I like. Oh.
I like how if you try to OTG a knockdown opponent, the blood splatter's just floating in midair.
Nice. So, ooh, you were nice enough to provide a manual?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-page manual. It's a 4-page manual, but it's in English and French, so it's a 2-page manual.
Oh, that counts as 4 pages. Thank you, Explorer.exe, for not responding. Come on. Let me open up my Pit Fighter manual. Okay. Oh, no. Why do I see Tengen here? That's scary. Was Pit Fighter Tengen originally?
This port is.
Okay, but what about other ports?
I'm sorry, I just got completely distracted by, okay. For a moment, I thought Ellipsis was fighting 3 opponents, but no, that's just the the bystanders on the edge of the arena.
They're partying there.
Yeah, they're headbanging.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that there's some perspective as you move up and down in this game. Like, who would have expected that for a ZX Spectrum port?
Okay, Tengen made the original Pit Fighter, and then this was ported by someone else.
Just wait. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Let me see. Pit Fighter, the world's favorite illegal sport, is back for another season. This time in more locations and more popular than ever before. Join Ty, Kato, and Buzz in a no-holds-barred brawl against 8 different opponents, all of whom have their own techniques and methods of foul play. Yeah, there's your plot. Hope you like it.
Yeah, so Ascorian's already looped. As you do. Ellipsis is game over, though, at 16,700.
Okay.
I'm real curious. Ascorian seems to have just decided not to take any more hits after reaching 0 health, and
I saw Ascorian get knocked out, though, and it said you lose her. But then what happens? Like, I'm confused.
Did I miss that?
Do you get extra lives at the top left? Like, yeah,
so you have lives on the top left. It's the yellow circles.
Yeah, can you get extra lives, though? Because Ascorian's been on 2 yellow circles for a long time, even after getting knocked out.
Interesting. Yeah, now Ascorian's fighting 2 opponents at once. I'm gonna need to watch and see what happens when she gets knocked down again, because
oh yeah.
Here we go.
That could matter. Oh jeez.
Okay, so that seems to be working. I'm gonna go with Ascorian got an extra life, probably at 50,000 or something.
How come it said you lose her then? Isn't that usually the game over message? Or was that losing the bonus round?
I didn't see that happen, so I can't tell you.
Cliff is saying apparently that was during a grudge match.
Okay, that makes sense.
That would make sense. My gosh, I love the hay bales moving around. Oh yeah, throw that hay bale, Chainman! Yeah.
What is happening to... Oh, is that a green bowling ball? I don't know.
It's green. It's a bomb! Oh, look out, he's green now. That's the power, you turn green.
I have no idea what's happening.
He just charged, he headbutted! It's just like Undertale, you know, there's the blue power, and there it is. You're blue now.
I like how having a second fighter has cut Ascorian's frame rate in half.
That's being generous. Like,
what is, like, it's about, I want to say about 8 frames a second.
Chad, if you cannot tell what's going on, the number that matters is the dollars next to the player's characters. That is what will decide who is the victor. Right now, Ascorian is making a very decent push to $100,000. I mean, we're more than halfway there. Ellipsis is behind, but that might... like, as long as you can get the hang of it and stop dying quite as much, you can definitely make up some some of the time that's lost here. Unless Ascorian manages to play for a full hour without getting game over, which technically could be possible.
It could be possible. At the rate things are going, I'm kind of hoping that she game overs somewhere around the 28-minute mark and then has time for a second full attempt, but we'll see. Like I said, there's a chance that this match will just be over at like the 35-minute mark. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, Ascorian at $73,000. My gosh, I've been watching a YouTuber who always says doll hairs, and I just really have to avoid saying that now because it's... But I love her. She's such a good YouTuber. Jamie French, she's hilarious. She's just been reviewing a lot of really, really bad movies, and they're so fun. Like, most of them are just, like, teenage high school dramas that she watches, and that, like, I have zero interest in those, except for when she's watching them, in which case I love them. They're so good. Okay, it looks like Ellipsis
that was
Break
a deliberate reset on Ellipsis's part. It does seem like it was.
Escorian said this is fun.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I don't believe that. That is propaganda.
It's good music, at least, and it's... Whoops. Ellipsis forgot to flip the disc. That happens sometimes. Like, we got the genuine Specky experience here where you have to remember to flip the disc or the game crashes. And yeah, Buzz might just be the MVP here. Escorian is saying she looped. What she doesn't know is she's looped twice, actually.
She's looped twice? Well,
okay. So the game actually looped and put her back to match 1. So I guess the game loops you twice and then starts the match number over to make it a proper loop. If I'm Ellipsis, I would start feeling a little nervous right now, though, because Escorian did announce that she looped in match chat.
Yeah, Ellipsis, like, both of the players... I feel like Ellipsis has just been, starting over maybe a little bit too readily at this point. Like, just really being careful and not getting knocked down. Figuring out ways to cheese the enemies. That's what you really want to do. Yeah, I'm worried Ellipsis might be overthinking things at this point.
Escorian seems to have...
Ellipsis just typed, "You what?"
Oh, that's good. Escorian seems to have just found a way to get range on the enemy and just not let them in. I say that just in time for Escorian to get bonked, but...
Well, I mean, this is the grudge match. I think Escorian's not even trying.
Yeah.
Even though you can rack up money on the grudge match. I'm not sure Escorian... Whee! That jump! That jump was so good. You loser!
Okay, yeah, that's the grudge match.
Okay,
I got it.
That makes sense.
That made me real nervous because I didn't see that when I was testing this game because I don't think I got KO'd during a grudge match.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, like, I think Escorian's probably at the point where she's just like, let's see what the game decides to do, and let's just go ahead and keep going. What happens if I loop again? Because honestly, like, she's at least very aware that Ellipsis Break has not looped, and she has, which means that she's definitely in the lead, and knows it. So I don't think she's too concerned.
Yeah. Though, with the way that she's gone 25 minutes on one score attempt, the pressure sets in a little bit to do the best you can because you may not get a second chance.
Yeah, record KO, though. That was a record. Totally studly. Yeah. Brutality bonus. How do you get brutality bonus? How do you get any of these bonuses? What do they mean? I mean, there's the fight purse, which is a standard awarded amount. KO bonus for how many KOs you achieve. And brutality for how brutal you were.
Yep. I believe the brutality bonus is a combination of fight time and if you use special moves as part of your match. As you see at the bottom of the screen, there's two timers. There's your par time in red, and then there's the actual timer in black.
Okay.
I believe you get a bigger brutality bonus if you meet the par time.
Ah, gotcha. Interesting.
Ellipsis has just been experimenting with fighters, which is a good play. Buzz just seems to have been doing work for Ascorian, but it's not a guarantee that it's the fighter. Ascorian might just be that good at the game somehow.
Yeah. Also,
Another
why
reset
do
for
they
Ellipsis.
in boxing call it a knockout when it's just a knockdown? Why do you call it knockout?
I mean, it's a knockout because you don't get up in 10 seconds. It's presumed you've been knocked out.
Yeah, but like in boxing, like you can get a TKO, but I guess the KO is like
the KO is you've actually been knocked out, at least to the point that you can't get up in 10 seconds. The TKO...
yeah, TKO is like you triple knock them down and thus it's... Or is it a technical knockout?
It's, yeah, technical knockout.
So it's not
Technically,
triple.
under the rules, they consider it a knockout because they don't want a boxer to get brain damage being knocked down 15 times in a match.
I always thought it was triple.
No, it's technical.
Well, that makes sense.
We can call that one a Utah fact. TKO is triple knockout.
Well, it happens on the third one. Yeah, see, TKO, you've been knocked down 3 times. See? So it makes sense to have triple in that. 3 times.
Yeah, also a TKO is if a ref proclaims that you are not good to continue the match. That's also a TKO.
Okay. So, like, if you get punched and you're still standing, but all your teeth are gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I would prefer for the ref to pull the player. I just call that a triple knockout.
6 digits, yeah.
There we go.
And now
104K.
Now we begin to sweat if at some point the money counter is going to break or roll over or something. If it does, I'm just giving the win to Ascorian. You have these just weird hay bales in the middle of the fighting arena on Ellipsis' side. And you can pick them up and use them as weapons, but I think Okami said it best. The main thing Ellipsis is doing wrong here is trying to actually play the game. Ascorian found one move that works and is just spamming it.
Whee!
Ellipsis is finding some success with Kato, though. With this strat. You know what's scary, though?
What?
This is not the brawler with the lowest frame rate I have.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I have one with a worse frame rate.
I believe it. Honestly, like, this isn't Tiger Electronics bad yet. Neither is it Gamecom bad yet.
Oh, GameCon. There's something that's, dig into. All 4 games for it.
Oh, come on. There's got to be more than 4.
Yeah. Ellipsis takes another knockdown.
Yeah. I just think, like, somehow Ascorian's making this work for her. And Ellipsis... I would say this is just not Ellipsis' game. I'm not sure why this is Ascorian's game, but it is.
Ascorian seems to be following the Bart Simpson strategy of, I'm going to just stand here swinging my arms, and if you walk into it, that's your fault.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, she's definitely not playing this the way that most people would want to play a fighting game, which is to, like, experiment with moves and just try all of the cool things that you can do in a fighting game, but just keeping them far away and so that if they get close to you, they take damage. Definitely the right way to do it. Ellipsis going down in the grudge match, but again, grudge match doesn't really matter unless you're wanting to get a lot more bonus points, which I think is worth doing if you can do it.
Yeah, I had some difficulty getting a rhythm with this game, and that Ascorian has just dropped into it and found the cheese and has looped going on multiple times now is fine by me. To just be able to find the opening in a game, that's part of what Kusog7ande tests, you know?
You will die.
So something I want to point out,
yeah,
Ascorian is fighting an opponent who can also somersault here. The player character somersault has fewer animation frames than the opponent's.
I love it so much. It just, like, it's 2 frames. It's 2 frames. It's so good.
The opponent's is 3.
Yeah, why is the opponent's 3 frames? Like, what's the logic behind that? Why is there such a difference? I don't understand.
And it plays at a faster frame rate.
It does. Anyways, hey everybody, welcome to Kusog7ande. Occasionally the match is decided in the first minute.
Once in a while, this is fine. And hey, Ellipsis could still find a way to get this rolling. Yes, Ascorian has $126,000 in the bank, but we still have half the match left, and there is a very variable amount of money you can get per fight. Grudge match.
Yeah, everybody, by the way, the last GDQ grudge match was great. We had one fantastic game with Antichamber, and then we had Blues Brothers NES, which I would also say is a fantastic game, possibly the best game made by Titus. I know, I keep thinking of grudge match whenever this pops up, but it won't be until June that we have another grudge match, because next week I'm going to be in Atlanta, and then for the next one it's SGDQ. I can't stream during SGDQ, so, you know.
I think Ascorian's feeling real comfortable right now.
I feel really comfortable for Ascorian as well. Like, I don't see a way that Ascorian can lose.
Well, she did pop into match chat and say, anyone got any wine for my cheese?
I want cheese. Cheese cubes, though.
Which might give a hint to Ellipsis that there is a cheese strat that they can find and use. Ellipsis says, here I am playing the game normally and you found the instant win strat. Brasintia and I have said nothing this entire match, basically. It's just Ascorian and Ellipsis talking to each other, revealing where they are in the game.
Yep, I haven't revealed anything, but it's very clear, like, as we said, Ellipsis is playing this the way that you would probably want to play a fighting game. Ascorian is playing it like, stay away, I kicking. Kick, kick, kick.
I used to be so scared that someone would just trivialize a game like this, but now I think it's kind of cool when a racer does it.
It's kind of fun. Like, honestly, there are a lot of games that you see both of the players eventually figure out a strat that that is hashtag the best strat. But in this game, like, Escorian just found a strat super fast and has been holding on to this lead, like, the entire time. I don't think Escorian has seen a game over at this point.
No, she has not. That might be coming very shortly. Because the old stank leg is not working against two opponents very well. So Escorian has 1 life left. 35 minutes into the match.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, the rush. You know, honestly, I feel like it's Nah, maybe in the world of Pit Fighter, you're allowed to rush and, like, headbutt people. But I think in normal boxing, that's generally not okay.
You're not supposed to headbutt in normal boxing, no.
Yeah, what are you allowed? Are you allowed to kick in normal boxing?
No, that's kickboxing.
Okay, are you allowed to headbutt in kickboxing?
You know what? That I don't know.
Chat,
I think
does
at that
anybody
point,
know?
if you can kick and you can headbutt, I think you're in MMA at that point.
Okay, that's fair enough.
No, that's headboxing.
That's headboxing. The head kickboxing. Are you allowed to kick boxes in kickboxing? Like, if there's a box, can you kick the box into the opponent? I feel like...
If there's a box in the ring, you fire the referee.
And then you kick the box into the opponent. Ooh.
You kick the box into the referee.
Well, okay. I mean, if you knock them both out, then you win by default, I think. I think that's part of how boxing works.
In my experience, if you knock the referee out, someone else is going to run into the ring and smack you down and then wake the referee up.
Has that happened before?
In professional wrestling.
Oh, okay, yeah. I find professional wrestling, yeah, fascinating.
I do too. I used to be really into it, and then I stopped being so into it. I just had a really big non-binary crush on Jeff Hardy for a long time, and then I learned he's made of all of the drugs, and that kind of ruined it.
Well,
Jeff
maybe
Hardy, yeah.
Send him Wally Bear in the No Gang. No, seriously, you can change him with Wally Bear in the No
Gang. Gives me the mental
What
image
happened to Ellipsis Break?
Oh, duh.
Okay, so here's the deal. Escorian has found the cheese strat in order to destroy this. Ellipsis Break has broken the game. That's definitely a crash. I think we, like, if Ellipsis had one chance to come back, that put an end to it. That crash right there. That's also a huge question mark if. Referees, you want to chat in the ref channel? I want to know what y'all are thinking about how this is going.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Yes?
I'm thinking we give Ellipsis one run, no matter how long it takes, to try to beat Escorian's score.
I feel like that... But referees, hop over there in the ref chat over in Discord, because I would like for people to discuss what's happening here, so that we can, like, come up with something that's going to be fair, but also, like, not just handing it to one person or the other just because. Yeah, so that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I think what we can do here... Did anyone see how many lives Ellipsis had when that crash happened. We'll start with that. I can check a VOD if no one saw. Because...
Yeah, well, with that said, you know, we're going to let them go ahead and keep playing. And we'll have that discussion over there in Discord. Feel free to type over there in the referee channel, because it's something that, like, talking out loud on stream live probably isn't going to be the best way to make a decision here. Lesson learned on my part. It's been a hard lesson.
I tested this game for about an hour. Never crashed. I have no idea what Ellipsis did. The only way I can make it crash was flipping the disc in the middle of a match, which did something very different than that. Let me tell you that much. So, oof. I've never had a game crash before. It's happened finally.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have referees get the state Ellipsis was at the crash, and then we'll go from there.
At the very least, we'll find out how many points Ellipsis had, as well as the number of lives and all of that, and we'll make a decision for how to address that from there. With that said, Escorian, like, still has not gotten a single game over. Still.
Yeah.
Like, and
we might
not
just
only that,
be
look
off
at how much life she has. Like, it honestly, I don't think Ellipsis would be able to pass her. But you never know. Escorian might end up having a really bad fight right next, and then bam, that is like an opening for Ellipsis to actually make some progress.
If Escorian goes the entire time without a game over, I'm pretty comfortable ruling that she just dominated the game, and there's no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
With that said, okay, it does look like Ellipsis had about $13,000 at the end of the match. There are times where it's absolutely appropriate for referees to make a call, and even with the game breaking and absolutely crashing for Ellipsis, that might, like, Escorian has dominated so handily that probably wouldn't have affected anything at all. I gotta be honest. Like, Escorian is just destroying a game that I don't think was made for humans. Like, I mean, technically it functions. Technically there's a game. Technically there's a score system in this. This is not a good game, though. Like,
no, it's not. Okay, so yeah, Ellipsis was at about 14k, no extra lives. I'm gonna just say I don't see any situation in which that attempt would have overtaken Escorian. So I think we just let the match go as it sits.
I'd say, yeah, let's go ahead and again, we'll have a third party see if they agree with that. Just because with us two sitting here enjoying this match, it's sometimes, especially when you're doing commentary, it's a little bit harder to be objective. So I'd say that we will have somebody make the final decision on that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's I think it's real unfortunate we had a crash. That's about all I know. At least it was a pretty spectacular one. It wasn't just a boring, like, reset to the boot screen. It was a full-blown graphic memory corruption and everything. I enjoy those.
Okay, Ellipsis knocking down Angel. Angel, why are you Why you be like this? Why you fighting? Yeah.
I love the cartwheel, and then the two sprites intersect, and then the bleeding from the color driver happens, and you can't tell what's going on whatsoever, and then eventually someone ends up dead.
Yeah, I do like that Escorian is chiming in about the crash as well. It was just like, slap whatever money you had at the crash on your high score. I'm like, oh my gosh, Escorian, you're silly. Miss Cheese the game. Yeah. Fight purse.
Escorian's about to break $200,000 here.
Yeah, this is impressive. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
With that said, I think that most people who would give this a shot, after loading it, how long does this take to load, by the way, when you do load the game? Is this fairly fast?
Oh, we saw the whole load process. It's it only takes a couple of seconds, and then you get the music, you get the jams going, and you pick a fighter, and then you have to do a disc flip and a load. I would say between the two loading periods, it's like 5 seconds total.
For the ZX Spectrum, that's actually really fast. Honestly, I feel like this is probably a game that you would pop onto your computer, play just a tiny bit, and then probably switch to something else. This game is here for the music.
With that said,
yeah.
The emulator code that we're using apparently does not accurately do loading. I don't know how much faster it is. I don't know if it's a couple of percent or multiple times faster, but it is definitely faster.
I would still have played this though because of the music. Look, back when I was a kid, we would put on some Atari games that were just essentially jukebox program, and we'd dance around as the music played, and the music wasn't this good. We'd dance around to Bach, okay? Yeah. You know how bored we were back in the 80s and 90s? We were super bored. And so, like, this is prime. You just turn the game on, don't even play it, just dance.
Yeah, most Specky games were on cassettes. I chose not to do the cassette because the loading on the cassette was really, really bad. I tested the cassette version of this, and it had 51 tracks on the cassette, and I'm just like, nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah. One more note. It looks like Escorian is not the biggest fan of the controller for this, or of how you have to hold the controller to play this game. Is it just
you have to hold
feeling?
the button constantly to attack, and it kind of stinks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking of getting hand cramps. That would be really, really annoying. At the same time, like, I've learned how to hold controllers in really weird grips in order to avoid that. Sometimes claw grip. Heck, if you're using a button, just push your, like, knuckle against the button. That's probably going to be just as effective. Like,
have you ever played Armored Core?
No.
Have you ever seen the Armored Core grip?
No.
Oh, I got a treat for you. 1 second.
Ooh, Escorian just got kicked in the face. Bam, Angel is going down. Yeah, so just so everybody knows, here on Kusog7ande, a lot of the games that we have here are bad. As it turns out, this is a bad video game tournament, and there are times that we're going to have crashes or other unexpected things that are just not predictable. And we don't want to disqualify a game from being on Kusog7ande just because there's a chance that there's a crash. That does mean that, like, there could be some inherent, the computer just hated you deal with it, but we try to be flexible and allow other, and talk with referees in order to compensate for that, in order to come up with a decision that feels fair and at least compensates a little bit for issues that are outside of the player's controls. With that said, Escorian, finally, oh my gosh, I thought Escorian was down, but no, she's still going. 0 health left.
Yeah. All right, I put a shot of the armored core grip in GM chat for you.
You face the controller away from you?
Uh-huh.
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have to change, the directions of the joysticks?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, let me show everybody, because this is wrong. This is not how you play video games, everybody.
So that's the armor core grip.
Yeah, I don't like that. However, that actually looks like it could be somewhat comfortable in some ways. Dang, I could actually see that being useful.
So the original reason for that is the old school Armored Core games didn't have analog, so you would actually hold the controller like that, but you would use your pointer fingers to use the D-pad and the face button cluster as triggers.
Wait.
And then you would have your thumbs on R1, R2, L1, and L2.
Ellipsis is green. Okay,
yeah,
green happens sometimes, and I'm not sure what it is. Just a power
that's
up?
a special, that's a secret attack, I don't know. That's a pickup. What it actually does, I have no idea.
It
the
turns
manual
you
doesn't
green.
mention it.
It turns you green. That's what it does.
Escorian is still one hit from KO and is just limping by with the cheese strat. It's kind of cool.
Okay, let me see if the Genesis version, the Genesis guides have any information about that, and maybe we can say that it's the same thing here. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Game FAQs, why do you have this in a table of contents now? This is too long. You don't even have an option. Oh, item pickups. There we go. So in the original, you could get a knife, a barrel.
Escorian's down. Oh, it's the grudge match though.
Yeah,
Never mind.
It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't count.
The crate, a trash can, a shuriken, and a power pill that increases any damage dealt.
Well, that explains it. And it's really hard to tell how much damage you're doing because the health bar looks like it's this smooth gauge that progresses downward. And no, it's it has 5 chunks.
Yeah, there's
now
also
Escorian's down.
Yeah, that is a full game over. Go ahead and dance. I don't know what that dance was.
230,000. What the heck?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say if you feel like you can't get a higher score, come chat. Escorian says, I don't think I can beat that. I would agree.
Yeah, unless there's some glitch or something.
I mean, Super Pitfall, there's a glitch like that. Hello there, Escorian.
That happened.
Hello?
I have a feel that I broke your game.
You know what? That's fine.
I think it was already broken. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, so I made the comment in the chat. Oh, I'm holding the controller. I'm actually, I got PS5 controller. I'm holding sideways. If up and down. And I'm just holding the X. And to kick, you press down and right.
Yeah.
And I was just using my left hand to spam that.
That seems really annoying, but doable. Yeah, it looks like we've got a game over on Ellipsis' screen as well.
Did we just call this?
I'll let Ellipsis.
Ellipsis is typing.
It's your call. If you want to try again. I am not heartbroken either way. Ellipsis is done! Time, everybody! And that is time. I think Ellipsis is done. Okay.
What?
What a
lived
mess.
Twice, I think.
She broke the
Yeah,
game.
but
was-
how?
It was 2 or 3 times.
I just spammed kick. I did nothing else.
That doesn't make sense. I tried spamming.
I didn't even move. I literally just stood still and
This is the... What the crap? This... Okay. Ellipsis.
I can't
I'm
wait
loading
to
it up,
hear this
folks. That
back.
doesn't make any sense to me.
Ellipsis, let me just tell you, like, we've been sitting here. Yeah, Iscorian went on one set of lives for 53 minutes. Like,
What character? What character did you use?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Say again.
Buzz. I
Buzz.
chose him because according to the descriptions of the characters, he's got the most power.
I don't know if... I don't know.
Whoops.
This is freaking ZX Spectrum. I don't know what it... What?
Speaking of which, what's more important, agility or speed?
Do they matter? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have a hard time saying. I think the only thing that Iscorian did wrong was starting the game in 2-player mode. And yeah, she had to restart. So we're all like, maybe that'll matter in the end. With, that was like 45 seconds
Yeah, see, I'm
lost.
just spamming kick, and I'm losing.
I can't see personally, but
I mean, technically, you should be able to see on my screen if you on Discord because I'm streaming it there.
Okay, it's winning on average, but I'm getting hit a lot. There's no way this would last you that long, would it?
I literally did nothing. I just did.
I'm not exactly
Maybe
sure
it was
what
the
the
right
full
timing?
the full strat is. Maybe at the right timing. Like most of the time, the enemies weren't jumping towards Iscorian. Iscorian was just like in a position where the enemies just barely came into range, and then you could do the long kick, wait until they get back up, and
I see what you're doing. When you knock them down, you just keep kicking. You don't move towards them at all.
But the kick involves holding forward.
You just hold the attack button down and use the up, down and right key buttons to trigger the attack.
And there it is. That's what I've been missing.
I didn't know about
Yeah.
that either, and I tested
that-
this game
that
for like
changes
an
the game.
hour.
A lot.
so basically you have auto fire. That would make sense why inventing a form of auto fire would have gotten you $230,000. Honestly, very low price for auto fire in my opinion.
Yeah, that completely changes the game.
Yeah, I
that
literally
manual?
kick was
Yeah,
it said hold the with
still
fire
counterintuitive,
press.
but-
That's how you kick.
That you can just... That the attacks are triggered by pressing the arrow.
Yeah, it's under control. It says with the fire button pressed, you push those buttons.
It's a little confusing.
Technically that would mean that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, like, just watching this, Ellipsis, I felt for you so much with the game crashing. That was a beautiful moment of
Yeah, I guess it
glorious
didn't matter,
colors. Like, we talked about it, and honestly, it was like, under normal conditions with players being close to each other, that's something that might have made me like want to issue a redraw because that was a significant setback for that attempt that you were having there. But Iscorian played without game over for like 54 minutes, and I feel like handily learned how to play this game and cheese it to the point where, like, we just have to give it to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
There's no shame in that. Like, that... I've never played a ZX Spectrum fighting game before, and honestly,
I felt like I played a good game, but apparently this one just comes down to finding the strat. So that's how it goes.
That's how it goes sometimes, yeah. Niscorian found that strat. With that said, I never want to play this game. I gotta be honest. Oh my gosh.
I can understand why.
This is a
You
nightmare.
saw the whole game after all.
Yeah, after the first 2 minutes, I saw the whole game. Holy crap. Tristan, this was... Yeah, you said that I think this is a nuke. I'm gonna go ahead and say that when we talk about GMs giving a nuke, this is it. This is as bad as it gets.
I did enjoy when the game dipped down to like 2 frames a second when there was a second opponent on the screen.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that happened. Like, the frame rate already wasn't good, but holy crap. Would I re-listen to the game, asked chat? And yes, I definitely would. The music is so good.
Did you manage to learn the dodge, by the way? What's this?
Yes, I did know about the dodge. It didn't seem very useful.
It was hilariously useful.
Wait.
Anytime they broke my, got out of my combo, like with the chain double battle,
yeah,
I would roll away and turn around.
Oh, I saw the rolling. Is that the dodge?
Yeah, you double tap in the same direction.
The rolling, like, that is not an animation. That's 2 frames. Like, one on your back, one sort of on your feet touching your toes, and that just flip, 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 flip. That's it. Yeah, that, like, I know that finding the strat was important, but also figuring out something in order to adjust whenever enemies actually did manage to do something else. Like, that was important, and you like, I was shocked how many times you were at 0 health, maybe an extra life or 2, but that, like, you lasted multiple fights with 0 health. I'm just like, how do you avoid getting hit? This is nuts. And then you did.
Yeah, I gotta say, that manual definitely saved me because it mentioned a few different things in there. Like, it said there's a grudge match every 3 fights. So I could know when I could just let myself lose quickly so I could move on to the next one.
I mean, technically, grudge match, can't you get extra points for that?
Yes and no. I learned very quickly that each knockdown in a grudge match was only like 100.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe better than nothing, but maybe not. Hard to say without trying it out myself. But yeah, that's fair that both of you seem to get through the grudge matches as quickly as possible. Ellipsis, I'm sorry to say that you have been eliminated. Hit me up sometime for the prizes, though. I do want to get you hooked up with a Steam gift card or something. You do get up to $10, as well as the Neil Breen movie when it's released, or if he takes forever to release it, then I can get a different movie. With that said, do you have any final words for your tombstone?
Read the manual very, very carefully.
Read the manual very, very carefully. Oh, yeah. That is sometimes very helpful, and then sometimes, like in the Tintin game, where the manual said that you have to be careful with your ammo on level 3, it's actually a lie, and you just want to waste it as quickly as possible. Or, oh my gosh, I'm thinking of manual bosses. There's so many instances of the manuals just outright lying to you. It's one of those, like, read the manual, but think about it. But also, like, consider, could the manual be
the
evil?
very exact words are very important.
Yeah!
Sometimes when it says with fire pressed, it actually means you
With-
hold the fire button and press the arrow.
Yeah, I can't imagine. You must have gotten tired, Ellipsis. Like, I know Escorian got tired just playing this and
Yeah, for like the
wasn't
first
even
20
mashing
minutes.
as much.
For like the first 20 minutes, I felt like I was doing pretty well. I had a good shot at it. Then she's like, I looped.
Yeah, we're like, oh no,
Beat the
now
game in
Ellipsis
20
knows.
minutes.
Now Ellipsis knows. Oh no. Yeah, well, thank you both so much. I'm trying to find a raid that we can do. I see Liz Star is streaming. We've also got Pise doing Phasmophobia. There is a GBA shuffler. You know what? I made a shuffler. We could raid Willard. I see Madagascar for Game Boy Advance, and I think this looks really hideous. And I think Totally Studley is a good raid message, yeah. Unless there was something else.
I think it's about the only text of note in that game.
I mean, other than, like, get ready to
You will die.
You will die. Nah, I like Totally Studley.
You don't want to raid with You Will Die. That would be...
Yeah, Totally Studley. All right, thank you so much, Ellipsis. Great job this year. I'm glad that you made it this far. Sorry that you're eliminated, but that's the way the Kuso goes. Escorian, congratulations. You're always scary, which is why I always, like... I always feel like you're gonna do really well, and I would be afraid to face you, but like this was a lot more entertaining to watch than I could have expected with the ZX Spectrum game. Tristan, thank you for finding this trash, and for everybody, I'll see you tomorrow for more Kusog7ande. Take care, friends.
Take care.
Bye, Escorian. Bye, Ellipsis.
Bye.
Bye, Tristan.
Bye.